Bang, bang.
Bang, bang. How you doing, Adam?
Good. People say I start talking like you after I'm around you for a while.
Really?
Yeah, because you say bang, bang.
Let's
get it, Lego.
Yeah. That's awesome. So good influence as well.
Yes, total positive influence.
That's
total
awesome.
Positive influence. Speaking of, I think you could be a total positive influence on other people around our topic today.
Yeah. Today we are talking about how to budget.
How to budget.
Yeah. Which ironically, or not ironically, but which surprisingly, what is the highest searched financial term or phrase in the state of Iowa.
Is it really?
Yeah, it is.
Interesting.
It's very interesting.
Not in California or New York.
In California, it's like, why is housing so expensive? Probably. But yeah, how to budget. So we've got a lot of different insights, particularly around how to budget, and then even beyond that, really talking about the mindset and context around budgeting.
Yeah.
So the first thing that I want to say that I would say is a little different in the way I do budgeting is that I create the budget for the month before it happens.
Okay.
So, we're in the month of April. It's financial literacy month. So if you have not budgeted, this is the perfect month
time.
to do it. But what we would do is that we would create the budget for May.
Okay.
And then be able to track ongoingly as May is happening to see where we are, in comparison to the budget.
And do you track it by week? Or
I actually track it daily.
You track it daily?
Sometimes I'll do, so it depends. The practice is to do it daily.
Yeah.
Because I like to cause friction for myself, which essentially is causing awareness.
Yeah.
I also have clients that do it every other day, once a week. For people who are really busy, twice a month.
Yep.
But ultimately, the more that you can be on top of it, at least in my opinion, the more aware you will be and the more present you will be to how money is flowing in and out of your life.
Right.
So,
interesting.
Yeah, so I budget before the month even happens. And then the other thing about that is, with budgets, what typically happens, the reason why they fail is because most people will, sign up for Mint or YNAB, they'll register. They'll set their budget at the beginning of the month, and then they won't touch it, right? They won't look at it.
Yeah.
And then at the end of the month, the bars will be red, overspent, and
this sucks. It doesn't work.
Yeah. And then even more so than that, they say it doesn't work for me, and they make it personal.
Yeah.
So that is a very common pitfall. So then people just stop trying because it doesn't work.
Right.
What I tell my clients is that it really does take about 3 months to solidify and smooth out your budget.
Yep.
So, for those of you who have either tried and, was not successful or ineffective at it, just know that part of the context is it does take about 3 months. And even today, my budgets aren't always 100% perfect.
Sure.
There are areas where I overspend and areas where I underspend.
Yep.
But the margin for error, if you think about like gutters on a bowling lane, is much smaller than it was before.
Right.
So
right. Interesting.
Yeah.
So I've always looked at budgeting really in two ways. If I'm going to simplify it from my viewpoint, it is there are fixed expenses, there are variable expenses, and there is income. And so fixed expenses are the same every single month. It's your car payment, your house payment, your student loan payment, maybe your utilities if you're on budget billing, those kinds of things. And then there are variable expenses, so groceries, dining, entertainment. Help me out, what would be some others?
Uber and Lyft.
Big time. Travel.
Yep.
Right, so your shoe purchases, that might be sort of an impulse. Watches and glasses, yes, hats, those sorts of things. So we've got fixed and we've got variable expenses, and then you've got income. And for most people, if their income is fixed, then they at the very least need to make sure that all of their fixed income or fixed expenses are taken care of, and the majority of their variable expenses are taken care of to an extent, right? The way that I look at budgeting around variable expenses is when you start to set a budget and how you budget is if you're saying, hey, my entertainment needs are $200 a month. That $200 a month is very similar to why people fence in their backyards, right? Did you have a fenced-in backyard growing up?
I did, yep.
Yeah. I think everyone in California has
I was going to say, I moved around, or I didn't move around a lot, but I lived in maybe 3 to 4 different houses, and they all had fences.
Why did they have fences? What are they for?
Well, me and my brother played basketball a lot, so it would definitely protect the ball from going out onto the street.
Okay.
We did have dogs, so, keep the dog in so it doesn't run out into the street. Also, we knew, what was ours and what was not.
Okay.
I'm trying to think. Yeah, those are the main.
All these
those
are good.
the big
All
things,
these are good. Like keep dogs in, keep the balls in, keep kids in, all that stuff.
Kids in, yeah.
It creates a very safe boundary. That's what fences are. And your budget is nothing more than a boundary for you in terms of entertainment. So particularly with college students, when I meet them and they say, oh, I can't budget, I don't know how to budget, what I find is that if they're going out with their friends on Thursday and Friday and Saturday and Monday and Tuesday and Wednesday nights, there is no safe boundary for them to stay within because they haven't said, okay, when this money is gone, it's gone. It's more like, well, that's gone, but I have my credit card or I have a debit card or whatever, right? So the budget and how to budget is all around setting a very safe boundary for your variable expenses like entertainment and food and dining and all of that, and staying within it because that safe boundary allows you to have more money at the end of your month.
Yeah, totally.
Does that make sense?
100%.
Okay.
Yeah, and one thing that comes up for me as you say that is, for truth be told, it is a lot easier to budget for people who, most people who don't necessarily travel as much as I do would have that issue. So budgeting for entrepreneurs is definitely different.
Yep.
Yeah, different things to factor in and all of that.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Cool.
All right, so here's the challenge. We would like you to make your next month's budget this month. So I think we're nearing the end of a month if you're watching this in real time. Next month's budget is your challenge. So we want you to set up the budget for the next 30 days and then commit to staying with this budget for 90 total days. So again, Nick said it takes 3 months to fully set this habit, which is exactly what you're doing. You're building a habit throughout the process. And if you set it today for next month and you stick with it for the next 90 days, we are virtually assured that you are going to stick with it for the long haul.
Yeah.
Yeah.
100%.
Cool.
Cool. Tomorrow,
Yes.
we are doing a check-in.
Do tell. Which is all about what's come up, right? We're
Yep.
just going to check in with each other. Okay, cool.
Yeah, we've actually covered a lot. It's been a while since we actually did a check-in, so there's going to be a lot to talk about and a lot to reflect on, and also a lot to look forward to.
Excellent.
Yeah.
We will see you tomorrow.